All right, what's up, YouTube? What we're going to be bringing to you today is just how to paint this ugly football. So, not even going to take it off the car. What I'm going to do is I've got some towels. I'm going to place it underneath and around it. I'm going to have to, take the two bolts out, disconnect it. Then we're going to paint it. I've got some gloss black paint. I'm gonna put a little something over this right here so I can see it. Actually, I think what I'll do is I'll just, once it's painted, scrape across that line right there so I can see it. We'll get to that, when we get a little bit closer to it. So we'll get on into the first step of disconnecting it. And what you'll have to do is you just take these two bolts right here off. And I'm going to take this overflow hose and this overflow hose out, and I'm going to wrap tape around where that overflow hose is. Do the same thing on this cap right here. Take the cap off and then wrap tape around the top of it to keep paint from getting all around the threads on that. So what I've got going on here, I have disconnected the bottle, disconnected the hoses. You want to go ahead and tape up around these, that way there's no paint there to interrupt your seal you're going to get with your hose ends. And you tape around this for pretty much the same reason. You don't want any tape around the threads. I just go all the way to the base right here around the bottom for that. And then on the sides I put tape over the min and the max and just kind of cut out with a razor blade so I'll be able to see those. But pretty much everything else is going to get painted. You can't really see the very bottom of this thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to put some light coats around the bottom just to kind of darken it up to keep it from being noticed. And I'm going to spray a couple coats on the back side of it first since it's hard to get to. And then the last thing I'm going to spray is going to be, the top of this bottle. And I'm going to be using, where are we at? The VHT engine enamel, satin black, same thing I use for the grill, the radiator for the grill delete on the car. Any satin black, high heat paint will do. This right here gets up, I think the factory thermostat on these are 180 if I'm not mistaken, but gets up pretty doggone hot in there, so you want to use some sort of temperature rated paint. And I definitely do this if nothing else, to make sure that I get where I can see the min and max. And then this right here, you want to make sure that you don't have anything interfere with the threads for the degas bottles cap, the pressure rated cap. So I'm going to start painting this. One more thing, guys. You can see I've got it pretty blocked off. I've got old towels that I use for painting. I just laid them up here and got it to where I'm not going to be worried too much about overspray, and it's underneath the bottle as well. I've got it all wrapped up through there. So I'm going to start painting. First coat on, very, very light across the top. I went through the bottom first, sprayed all that. I'm not really concerned about it's going to leave marks where the towels were on the bottom, because you're not going to be able to see any of that. I'm just more concerned with from about this lip line up, really, but I wanted it to be darkened on the bottom as well so it matches. So that's the first coat. I'm going to continue with probably about 3 to 4 coats on it. I'm going to do one more coat on the bottom and let it sit, and then that's going to be it for the bottom. And I'm calling the bottom below this line here is the bottom. Then I'm going to just work on the top and get it the way I want it on the top. And it'll probably take about 3 coats on there, and then I'll let it dry for a few hours, then untape it. You'll see the finished product at the end. Alright, there it is, matte black finished product. Got my min and my max here so I can see what's going on still. Bottom of it's painted, back of it's painted. Looks pretty good. Whole lot better than the clear plastic that it was. So that's about it. It's pretty simple to do. A little bit of taping, a little bit of time, being patient. It takes about an hour and a half after your last coat for it to totally dry enough for you to start putting stuff back together. So One more thing is on these hoses, when you take them off, you want to get a bolt or something that will fit into the hose to stop it up from spilling coolant everywhere in your engine bay. But other than that, it's pretty simple. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. More videos to come.